team capacity in Agile refers to the total amount of work that a team can accomplish during a specific period. This includes the work that each team member can do, the tools and resources that they have access to, and any constraints or limitations that may affect their ability to complete tasks. Team capacity is important in Agile because it helps to ensure that teams are not overburdened with work and that they are able to complete their tasks within the allotted time frames. By carefully monitoring team capacity, Agile teams can adjust their workload and priorities as needed to ensure that they are able to deliver high-quality work on time. Team capacity can be calculated in different ways depending on the Agile framework being used, but it typically involves estimating the number of hours that each team member can work on a given task. This also takes into cognizance the other constraints or factors that may affect team members' abilities. This information can then be used to create a work plan or sprint backlog that is realistic and achievable for the team. It is important to calculate team capacity accurately so that teams do not overcommit, and so that they can set realistic deadlines. Factors that influence team capacity. 1. Available work hours. This includes the number of days in the sprint, the number of hours worked per day, and any holidays or time off. 2. Team size. This refers to the number of people on the team who will be working on the sprint. The number of team members is an important factor to consider because it directly affects the amount of work that the team can complete. A larger team will have more capacity than a smaller team. 3. Individual availability. This refers to the availability of each team member, taking into account any other projects or commitments they may have. 4. Skill set. This refers to the skills and expertise of each team member and how they match up with the requirements of the work to be done. 5. The team's process. The team's process is also an important factor to consider. A team with a well-defined process will be more efficient and will have more capacity than a team with a less defined process. 6. Complexity of work. The complexity of the work is another important factor to consider. The more complex the work, the less capacity the team will have. Calculation of team capacity. Once these factors that influence team capacity have been considered, the team can calculate their capacity for the sprint. To calculate team capacity, you can use the following formula. Team capacity equals number of team members' average daily capacity, number of work days in sprint. Number of team members, the number of team members working on the project. Average daily capacity, the average number of hours that each team member can work on the project each day. Number of work days in sprint, the number of days in the sprint. For example, let's say that a team has 5 team members, each of whom can work an average of 8 hours per day. The sprint is 2 weeks long, which is 10 work days. The team's capacity would be team capacity equals 5 times 8 divided by 10 equals 4. This means that the team can realistically complete 4 units of work in a sprint. You can also use the formula below. Number of people working hours per day, number of work days, number of people absent working hour per day. For example, let's say we have a team of 5 people who will be working on a 2-week sprint. Each person works 8 hours per day, 5 days per week, and there are no holidays during the sprint. However, one team member will be off for 1 day during the sprint. Therefore, the team's capacity for the sprint would be 5 people times 8 hours per day times 10 days. 1 person times 8 hours equals 392 hours. This means that the team has a total of 392 hours available to work on tasks during the sprint. However, it is important to note that this is the team's theoretical capacity, and the actual amount of work completed may be lower or greater due to unexpected issues or delays. By calculating team capacity in advance, the team can plan and prioritize their work effectively, ensuring that they can deliver on their commitments and meet the needs of their customers. It is important to note that team capacity is not a fixed number. It can change over time depending on the factors mentioned above. It is important to regularly review team capacity and to make adjustments as needed. Questions. 1. What could you describe about team capacity? 2. Could you explain some benefits of determining a team's capacity? 3. Could you explain how team capacity is calculated? 4. What are some of the variables that could affect team capacity? 5. What is the difference between team capacity and team velocity? 6. What is the difference between team capacity and estimation?